welcome back to JG3 Reviews. My name is James, and I do fountain pen, ink, and paper reviews. And before we get into today's review, a couple of things. First, thank you to all the subscribers to this channel. Last week, we hit 10,000 subscribers. I'm very excited about it, and not just excited because the channel is continuing to grow, but I'm excited because each of you brings something in the comments and the sharing of your perspectives as well, and ideas sometimes sent to me, and I want to thank you for all of that. And I want to thank you by giving you the pen I'm reviewing today. You have a chance to win a Ranga Model 5. What's a Ranga Model 5? Well, Ranga is a pen from India, and I have to do a little bit of an early size comparison here on this pen. This is A Painted House by John Grisham. Great book, by the way. I know people who grew up just like in the plot of this story. Great book. And it's 465 pages. How does it compare to the Ranga Model 5? I'm not kidding you. The Ranga is taller, and the Ranga, I checked, 314. Let me just look at this. 314 pages thick is this pen. How cool is that? But then you might have a question. Can you write with a pen like that? You can write with a pen like this, but is it actually any good? Is it well balanced? Well, you're going to have to watch the video to answer those questions, just like you're going to have to watch the video to see how to win this pen. I will announce the rules later on because one of the subscribers to this channel is going to win this pen. Let's flip that camera and dive right in. All right, before we get to the Ranga Model 5, just to help you wrap your head around just how big the pen is, this is a Jinhao X159. This is the Ranga, can I even get it in the frame? This is the Ranga Model 5 there, even with the X159. This really is quite a big pen. And it may be hard for me to give you a good overview and keep it in the frame, but I'm going to do the best that I can. So first, the design of this pen is quite simple. It is a tapered body. It tapers down to the end of the barrel, and you have conical ends at the end of the barrel and at the finial. Very, very simple. There's no clip or anything like that. The seam between the cap and the barrel is pretty far down from the top of the cap, not quite down to the halfway mark, and it is machined well enough that you can see it, but it's not a big gap. That is done very, very well and machined quite well. And I find they do a really nice job. This particular pen, you can see every now and then some of the marks from when it was turned on the lathe, just very, very faint. Those could be polished out, but I'm not going to bother with that. It is still a well done pen, and I just am continually impressed. The first Ranga that I ever bought, by the way, was the Ranga Splendor, and it is itself a huge pen. Both of these pens available in a ton of acrylics and even in ebonite, and you can choose whether they're rounded or conical. But this Splendor was a big pen, and then you put it up against the Ranga Model 5, and it too is just not as big. Let's face it, the X159 or that MB149 rich cousin look like pocket pens compared to this. So it's big, but doesn't have other things going for it. Well, I did mention that it's available in a variety of materials. So ebonite, premium ebonite, acrylic, premium acrylic. This is a standard acrylic. Just lots and lots of choices. I wanted to see the pen in basic black, and so that's why I ordered this pen, and I think it has just a really cool, stealthy look. It's not crazy heavy. It is obviously going to have more weight than the average pen, but it's not crazy or anything like that. It's more balanced than you expect it to be, and all of that. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in the writing. Let's see if I can find a way to count how many turns there are. I see a dust particle. No matter how hard I try to get rid of those, they're always there. Okay, let's see here. There's one turn, and it's off. It is a one-turn pen. How do you like that? And I love that. That seems to be a higher priority among Indian pen makers, and I like that. It actually can be posted. I'm not going to leave it posted because I think that turns into a pen that I can barely even get on camera. It's gigantic and a little unwieldy at that point, but still not as bad as you might think. Just, unnecessary. So I would consider it not to be posted, but posting possible if you just need to do that. Now, when you get it uncapped, even though it's still a very large pen, great for those who need a larger pen or just prefer a larger pen, it's still very well balanced. The shape, the tapering, makes it a very comfortable pen to hold. The ergonomics, I think, are quite good. It does have quite a step down, and that is sharp, but you see how long that grip section is, and then you've got those threads, those nice finely machined threads. That puts the step down so far back, at least the way I grip a pen, that I'm not even touching either the threads or the step down. It's just fine for me. It does have a pronounced bell-shaped stop at the end of the grip, so you're not going to slip off of there, and it's not a slippery acrylic anyway, so you get a good purchase on the pen. That is a number 6 nib. They are available with number 8 nibs, by the way, but it will make it a more expensive pen. They're not inexpensive number 8 nibs, but this is a number 6. They usually have both Bach and Jowo choices and a lot of choices. When I ordered this pen, they were out of box, I think, altogether, so you were down to Jowo. I like the look of this nib, but if you want a silver nib, if you want a stub, extra fine, whatever you want, all those options are available, and of course it is swappable with any other Jowo number 6 nibs, so you have a ton of choices both from them and from other nib suppliers. This one is a medium. It writes nice and smooth. I have it inked up with Iroshizuku Kon-Peki, and it just writes wonderfully. The barrel does not come off in just one turn, by the way, and that's because this giant pen can be an eyedropper. And then, how much ink volume do you think you're going to get out of that? I haven't tested it, but let's just say it's going to take more than one sample to fill up that barrel, isn't it? And then it comes with a standard international by Schmidt, and of course it can use long and short cartridges. All right, now let's take a look at that nib. And the nib is, in this particular pen, an unbranded Jowo number 6. It's a medium, and it is marked here on the side as a medium. And again, it's available in lots of different nib choices. You see the plastic feed there. It all works together as it should and is a nice writing pen. All right, one more quick size comparison. There it is with the Ranga Splendor, the Jinhao X159, and a Lamy 2000. That gives you a great comparison to some familiar pens. This is a pig pen. And here it is next to those pens unposted. Now let's do a quick writing test. All right, so how do you win this pen? First, you have to be a subscriber. So if you're not already, hit that subscribe button and click that bell. And then don't forget to check out the giveaway rules. Now I'll pin them in a comment below. But what you basically need to do is be a subscriber, leave a comment in the comments on this video, and on Friday, I will draw a winner of this pen. They will be randomly chosen by a third-party website, and you then have 24 hours to respond to me at the email in the rules. And if you don't respond within 24 hours, I'm going to have another drawing. I'm going to pick a winner, and we'll just keep doing that. One time I had to do that 3 times to give away a pen. So make sure you stay subscribed. Make sure you watch the announcement video so that you can respond. Also, quick warning, on a lot of giveaways, there are these crazy hacker spam bots out there that are going to try and tell you, hey, contact James, blah, blah, blah. Not so. Watch the announcement video. That's the way that I'm going to contact the winner first and foremost, okay? So if it's not in the announcement video, you did not win that pen. Ignore it. All right? All right? All right. Good luck on winning the Ranga 5. Okay, and I'm going to recommend, again, writing with the pen unposted. And then it's a surprisingly well-balanced pen with good ergonomics. Medium. And this is with Iroshizuku Kon-Peki. Wetness, quite nice. And I just find it's a nice, smooth riding nib. And Yovo, for at least my experience, Yovo medium nibs, for me personally, that is kind of the sweet spot for everyday riding. Of course, that depends on your handwriting and preferences. Why would those words come to mind when writing with this pen? All right, what do I think about this pen? Well, first, let me tell you what doesn't surprise me. The pen is well made, the pen writes well, and the pen is a pleasure to write with. And I have found that to be true of every Ranga pen that I have picked up. So that does not surprise me. What surprises me is once again the same thing that surprised me with the Ranga Splendor, which is this pen is a far more usable pen, and a pen that you could use as, I would say, as a desk pen more than a pen you take around with you everywhere, but a pen that you could use every day, and it's just a very functional, good writing pen. It's enjoyable in that it has very good craftsmanship. Again, this seam is done really well. Those threads are done very well. And then you have this incredible eyedropper ink capacity that would make the pen just excellent for those who like to eyedropper their pens. It's just a more practical and functional pen than you might think if you just judge this book-sized pen by its book-sized cover. And it's one that I think everyone who can ought to have a pen like this, and I would recommend it be a Ranga, in their collection because it's just something unusual and interesting, and it's well made by people who care about their craft, and I love that. And I love how many options there are. Just the combination of resins and nib options and things like that I think is excellent, and they do a wonderful job, and you feel like you've really gotten something for the money that you've spent. And my purchase experiences with them so far have all gone very well. So I would highly recommend, if you can, investigating a Ranga, or even better, sign up for the contest, subscribe, make a comment below, and this pen could be yours. All right, good luck in the contest. God bless you. I hope that you have a great week, and thanks again for subscribing, for liking, for sharing, and for leaving your comment below.